This is the second part of the video series on area. And in the previous part, in the first part, we learned about what's area and how to calculate area using square paper or square graph, and we solved some problems related to that. So continuing that discussion only, here we have a diagram. Here we have a diagram and we have to calculate the area of this diagram. Now, if you haven't watched a part 1 video, so please watch the part 1 video on area and then come here so that you can understand it properly. So if I have to calculate area for this one, and if you remember, we need what? We need the number of full squares, So I'm just writing down here, full squares, then half squares, then the squares that are less than half square, and the squares that are greater than half square. So you know that we need all these things in order to calculate the area. Now let's begin from here. In which category it will come? Of course, it is less than half, right? So if it is less than half, we'll write here less than half, 1 here. So less than half here. Then you have, it's again less than half, so again plus 1, in order to remember, so that we don't forget our count. What's this one? This one is more than half. You can clearly see that it's actually more than half. So this is more than half here, 1 count plus. This again is more than half, this one. So 1 plus 1. So we are done with the, these squares. Now, what is this? It's actually less than half. So it's less than half. Then we have here, it is full square. So it is full square. So 1 plus, this also full, 1 plus 1 plus, what is this? This is more than half. So again 1 and plus, this is also more than half here. So 1 again plus, it's full, this is full, so 1 plus 1, it's more than half, this one, plus 1 plus, then we have this is less than half, right? So plus 1, okay, it's again less than half, so plus 1. Now this is full square, this is full square, this is full square, this is full square. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 again, so plus 1, plus 1, plus 1 and plus 1. So here it's more than half, plus 1 plus, this one is less than half, plus 1. It is more than half, this one is more than half. So I mean, if you are getting confused whether it is more than half or less than half, if you can look at this one properly, it's actually it appears to be, if we can say it, it appears to be in fact equal to half, right? It appears to be equal to half. So let's give it a benefit of doubt and let's put this one by what color I should use it. Let's take this one. So put this one into half. So 1 half, because it's quite close between more than half and half. Let's better give it a benefit of doubt and put it into half square. And again, this is full and this is full, so plus 1 and plus 1, and it is more than half. 1 plus more than half, plus this is also more than half here, and then we have this one less than half and this one is also less than half. Plus 1 and plus 1. Now let's add all these. So we have how many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. We have 10 full squares. We have 10 full squares. Then we have 1 half squares. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have count 8, which is less. We have 8 such squares which are less than a half square. And then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So we have 9 such squares which are greater than a half square, right? So for this one, the full squares, we have 10 full squares. What area it will be? Actually, it will be simply, since we have 10 full squares and 1 full square is how much? It is actually 1 square centimeter. We know this. So 10 full squares will make 10 square centimeter. This will be the area for this 10 one, right? This is half squares. This is 1 half squares. 1 half squares will make half square centimeter. Why? Because 1 half square will make an area of half square centimeter. Then we have 8 such squares which are less than a half square, and we know that we'll ignore it or simply put it 0. So 8 such squares will be 0 square centimeter, that is, we have to ignore them. And here we have 9 such squares which are greater than a half square. So if they are greater than a half square, we know that we have to take it as full. So if we take it full, it will be 9 square centimeter. Simply add these. So we have 10 here, we have 9 here. So area will be 19 square centimeter plus this half square centimeter, and this will be what? 19 whole number and this half fraction square centimeter, right? So 19 and this half written in the form of mixed fraction, and this will tell you the area of this diagram. We have another one here and we'll proceed in a similar way. So number of full squares, then number of half squares, the count of squares which are actually less than a half square, and those squares which are greater than half square. Let's begin. So start from here. Let's start from here. So this is less than half, this is less than half, this is less than half, and this is less than half. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. This is more than half, so 1 here. This is full, so 1 plus 1. This is more than half plus 1. This is also more than half plus 1. then this is full, so plus 1, and this is more than half, plus 1, this is more than half, plus 1, this is also more than half, this square, plus 1, plus this is full, plus 1, this is more than half, plus 1, plus, and it's also more than half, this one also, plus 1, then this also more than half, if you look at this, it's also more than half, plus 1, and this is full, so plus 1, it's also more than half, this square covered by this diagram, plus 1, plus even in this one it's also more than half, plus 1, plus it's full, so plus 1, this also more than half, plus 1, now this is less than half, so plus 1, it's more than half, plus 1, and it is less than half, so plus 1. So you can see here we have proceeded row wise, and just we have added the number of ones appearing here so that we don't forget our count. Let's start calculating the area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. We have 7 full squares. We have 0 half squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 such squares which are less than a half square. So this is 6. And then we have 3, 3, 6, 4, 10 and 13. So we have 13 such squares. We have 13 such squares. We have 13 such squares which are greater than half square. So the way we discussed earlier in the previous diagram, 7 full squares will make 7 square centimeter. The area by 7 full squares will be 7 square centimeter. This will be 0 square centimeter since we don't have any half squares. And then we have less than half square. We have less than half square as 6. And we know that the squares which are less than a half square, the area contributed by them will be 0. That is, we have to ignore them. So simply that will be 0 square centimeter. Here we have greater than half square. We have 13 such squares, and we know that if a square is, if it is greater than a half square, then you'll take it as a full complete square, and that will be 13 square centimeter. Now add the area. For the area, this will be 7 square centimeter plus 13 square centimeter. This will be 20 square centimeter. Now again, you can clearly see that, as we had discussed in our previous video, the part 1, that these areas are not exact area. The calculated area will not be the exact area, but it's an approximation, and that is what we use a lot in our solving our mathematical problems. So these were the 2 diagrams or the problems that I wanted to discuss with you. And in the next videos, we'll discuss about the area of a rectangle, area of a square.